All right, welcome everyone. I've been seeing some videos from Scott Shafer talking about Caleb Hammer and some questionable accusations or damning accusations, I should say. I actually drew my attention from Scott when he interviewed, I believe, his name was one of Caleb's old disgruntled individuals that attended his show. So I wanted to, it got me a little interested in Scott's other video content regarding Caleb, and I wanted to see if there was anything else that's, if there's any other merit to what Scott is saying. So let's get into it.
Someone who has appeared on the show and tell their side of the story. And I actually got to do that in this interview with Brent Davies, who has appeared on Caleb Hammer's show 3 times. And in the recent episode that he did,
This is the wrong one. Whoops.
a year and a half ago, I made a video about the disgusting and inappropriate behavior of YouTuber Caleb Hammer. Among the many things mentioned, the worst by far, were the group text messages of Caleb saying he found a 16-year-old boy hot.
So there's a previous video that is about a year old that we actually need to watch in order to get a full understanding of the actual story. I'll probably, if I have the time, watch that later. But Caleb, white screenshot. He hot, is he gay? Please, Caleb. He's 16 and no fucking shame. Ooh.
And wanting to know if he was gay so he could hook up with him. Things got worse from there when Caleb asked for the name of a 17-year-old boy in an Instagram
back left. Who is he? Left or middle here?
Picture of one of the group chats he was in. Once he was told the name of the kid, Caleb commented,
"Your third pick, just one personal at a table. Caleb's boy crush. I would like to personally wait.
That he of one of the group chats he was in
Does
for the
it
name
say
of a
17?
he was told the name of the kid. Caleb commented
Okay, well, he's calling him a boy crush, so I assume he probably knows he's underage. But let's see what Scott has to say.
That he wanted to stick his in a hole of his. Any hole will do. When the group chat members told Caleb how gross that was, he decided to double down and said he would shove his right down his throat where it belongs. For those who didn't see down and said he would shove his
the chat, and if he's 17, it's illegal here. It is here. Caleb, you're 23. That's gross. Not really. I'm 50. What? I'm 50 and I find this 21-year-old could be sugar daddy, and I would like to do it or her sugar daddy. Both of my grandparents' sets are 10 years apart. 6 years is nothing. Oh boy. So yeah, these aren't great.
Right down his throat where it belongs. For those who didn't see the last video, none of these are allegations against Caleb Hammer. I reached out to Caleb for comment about these text messages, to which he replied that they were taken very out of context.
As I mentioned in the previous email, do not feel comfortable communicating with you because of your previous communications, but I'm going to connect you with my attorney, Tyler Chow. The above is very out of context, but I will let you two connect for more information. Okay, so Caleb isn't, because I guess it just, so these were when Caleb was 23. I think he's in his mid 30s currently. And so if he was 23 and he's in his early to mid 30s, these would be about 10 years ago. And the messages are quite raunchy, I would say. It's not something I would ever make. But at the end of the day, it is the context Caleb could be talking about. If he's not willing to say that they're fake or that they're misconstrued, is Caleb might excuse me, Caleb might think that oh, what's the word? I'm trying to think of it. Basically, we don't have a lot. The context you might be talking about is that we don't have indications of what's happening prior in the chat, because this could be, I don't know if this is a group chat or if he's just having a single chat with one person, because it looks like the only person that, I mean, there is one person that has a problem with it because their name's uncut, But yeah, if this is just like a super raunchy group chat and they're just going off and talking a bunch of like weird stuff, it's not necessarily, it's not illegal. I mean, to talk about that, it's really weird. I would never do it. It's questionable. And if Caleb does something within, that would indicate that um like he would do something that a PDF file would do, it would be really, let's see, how do I put this? Basically, we don't have enough just on the messages alone, and I'm willing to give Caleb the benefit of the doubt because it's like, well, if the added context is, there's this whole group chat is just super raunchy, and this thing that Caleb said is just taken out of, like, it's just picked out, cherry picked. Yeah, it looks bad, but if you have the totality of the whole conversation, like, they're all just messing around. So I guess we'll just see what Scott has to say.
For a grown man to want to hook up with a 16-year-old boy? I'm not really sure, since he never responded after that. Despite Caleb's own admission that he said these things, no one seemed to care, and his own audience came to my channel and defended his terrible behavior. What makes this situation...
So the reason why nobody might care is because you can make jokes about things like that. Like, are they crass? Sure. Are they to some humorless? Sure. But it's just words. And Caleb didn't do anything. So, yeah, I could see why some people might just say, hey, I'm not really interested in doing anything about this because it's just a raunchy joke that he made, 10 years ago. Actually, how old is Caleb Hammer? He's 30 years. So this was 7 years ago. And if he hasn't made any jokes since like that, I don't know. It's 7 years. Okay, well, I guess maybe Scott's got something better.
Even weirder is that just a few weeks ago, Caleb had a guest on the show who made some incredibly inappropriate comments about the age of the women he was attracted to.
So you're a gooner, you go for the colleges. I mean, the younger the better, right?
Okay. Okay, bro. That's a hell of a way to start an interview. Jesus.
No. I would say, in fact, I would say no.
Biologically, when they're most fertile. Come on, Caleb.
Oh my God.
Come on, man.
If you look at the comments on that video, Caleb's own audience is talking about how disgusting this man is, and that the FBI and Chris Hansen both need to look into
This guest wears Caleb Hammer, Chris Hansen from behind this plant. Why don't you take a seat to catch a Predamon? The man is saying the younger the better is not a good look. It got so much worse. I'm going to start training as a police officer just so I can arrest this guy. I'm turning this video into the FBI.
to this guy. When it comes to Caleb's comments about wanting to hook up with a 16-year-old boy, though, nothing but crickets from his fans. Amazing how hypocritical people become when you say something negative about a celebrity they actually like.
Okay, so yeah, that's definitely true. There will be people that will just completely defend a creator regardless of who they are or what they're doing, and it shouldn't be that way. People should, try to look at things objectively. But at the end of the day, I don't know. It's messages from 7 years ago. Like, yeah, they're bad, but Caleb, to my knowledge, hasn't done anything like that with, children. So it seems a little, I guess, witch hunting to immediately go for that. Like, I'm not saying, like, obviously we don't know how much of an issue it's going to be until it's an issue. I mean, we can't, like, arrest him because he's making jokes. I just hope we don't get an Amos Yee situation where it's just like, oh yeah, like, I'm advocating for, CP, or I'm advocating for all these horrible positions, but I'm not actually like that, guys. Like, like, no, not me. And then he totally just gets arrested and deported back, I think, to Thailand, Vietnam. I think it was Thailand.
Caleb Hammer is by far one of the worst individuals on all of YouTube, and because his own...
I don't know about that, but I mean, Yeah.
Own fans rally behind his perverted behavior, he doesn't feel he's done anything wrong and has only doubled down on this type of vile behavior in the year and a half since I last covered him. In this video, we're going to break down everything I've discovered about him since that time.
Okay.
In 2025, Caleb started live streaming regularly on his YouTube channel as well as Twitch. This turned out to be a huge mistake for him, since in normal videos, his editors can edit out the worst of what he says, but in live streams, it's all there for everyone.
Oh, for sure. I mean, everyone. Oh man, that's a diabolical frame. But yeah, obviously, everyone looks worse or is a more real person when they're live streaming, so that makes sense.
To see. The best example of this was over the summer when Caleb's employee, known as Bitch Brandon, that's what Caleb calls his own employee.
Okay.
By the way, Brandon decided to live stream on Twitch, playing games
Okay,
that
so
mostly
this is his employee. So this is Caleb Hammer's employee, Brandon.
kids play. Caleb
Wait.
decided to live stream on Twitch, playing games that mostly kids play.
That is not a kid game. That is, oh, what is it called? It's I know the name. Let's see if we can find it. Drug. It is, what is it? I've seen so much gameplay of it. It is Schedule 1. Okay, yeah, that is not a kid's game. Like, that is when you were actually a dealer and you're RPing as a dealer. So that is not, at least, so if Scott is trying to make this indication that Caleb's a terrible person, I'm not really sure why he's saying that he's making fun of Brandon who's playing a kid's game when it's not a kid's game. It's an actual, like, it's not like a mature game, I guess, in the traditional sense, but it's got mature themes.
Thought this was funny, so he hopped on his official Twitch account and started making jokes about Brandon being attracted to children. First, he stated that Brandon's kink is 12-year-olds, and then
Brandon, okay.
Later stated that Brandon wants 10K to be pegged, but
Brandon wants 10K to be pegged, but oh god.
Will take 10K to peg a 12-year-old. Making pedo jokes about your own employees from your official...
Okay, so my only counterpoint to this is if Caleb and Brandon are, you know, close friends, they get along, they're friendly, they make jokes at each other. I don't know if he does that with Caleb. It's just banter. And if Brandon doesn't have a problem with it, I don't really see an issue.
Official Twitch account is an incredibly disgusting thing to do.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
For those wondering if that was actually Caleb Hammer, we know it was, since Twitch banned his account after people reported those comments. But don't worry, Twitch doesn't actually care, and they unbanned him just one day.
Well, yeah, like Twitch literally doesn't care. They literally have terrorist supporting, freebooting content people, you know, Americans deserve PTSD, 9/11. Yeah, if Twitch doesn't care about that, things that are actively like hemorrhaging money for the platform, I don't see why they would care about that unless it's actively like causing bad PR with like the Emiru situation at TwitchCon. And that wasn't even on like the Twitch platform. That was at the convention. I don't think Twitch will do anything. And honestly, that's kind of, well, I shouldn't say it's for every like corporation. It's every corporation to where it affects their bottom line. But Twitch just seems like it's totally bent, what's the word? Hell-bent on just crashing into the ground.
Later. In a later live stream, after it became clear he was going to get banned on Twitch again, he commented about his first ban for his pedo jokes.
And I know they're going to give me more than a one-day ban now because I had that other ban for being a little stupid in my friend's chat. Oh, I just got banned on Twitch.
I wouldn't say that making pedo jokes is just being a little stupid, as Caleb puts it. Most people understand that type of behavior is incredibly disgusting and don't make jokes about that. But Caleb...
I disagree. I think you can... I think you should be able to joke almost about everything. Um, and this might come back and bite me, but it's like if Caleb hasn't done anything to indicate it, like it's weird, yeah, but like at what point do we just start policing speech?
Caleb is a big fan of pedo jokes, so it's fun and games to him. Now, that clip I just showed.
I mean, yeah, like a lot of things are fun to people. You can't police that. Like, I can say it's weird, and I think it is weird, but at the end of the day, he's not harming anybody, and his coworkers aren't having a problem with it, so I don't really see what the issue is. He's not hurting anyone. At least, yeah, like, I hope nothing happens. And, you know, if something happens, I'm going to look like a big dumbass because, you know, the signs were all there. We should have saw it. But, like, as far as I'm aware, nothing has happened. There's no evidence, or I feel like I would have heard about it by now. I feel like everyone would have heard it by now, but there's nothing like that. If something like that happens, I will totally eat crow, and I will totally acknowledge that I was wrong there. But, I mean, making jokes isn't the same as, you know, committing the act or soliciting.
Was from a different live stream where Caleb again showed how stupid he truly is and decided to scroll through Twitter on stream with no nudity filter turned on.
Opinion forever without any alternative perspective, and then that is their entire permanent worldview forever.
Yeah.
They do need to go outside. The same thing happens on the other side, guys. Brands and ads and agencies and whatever organizations, businesses, they don't. Do not get me.
So I'm writing an essay on cats. Cats in art history. I'm an art history major, and this final is...
Oh, come on. It's like my second week of streaming. What is happening?
Okay.
Now, that one you can just chalk up to a mistake.
Yeah.
But you would think someone with millions of subscribers and years of making business content would know not to do something so stupid.
I disagree because you just mentioned earlier in this episode that he is just learning. He had just started streaming, and I am just starting streaming, and I'm probably going to make a bunch of mistakes like that. So it doesn't really seem like, yeah, he's been in the YouTube game for a long time, but you literally, I think, just said earlier that, you know, it gets, as part of him streaming, he gets to see you get to see a whole nother personality of him. You basically get to see his real self. I don't really... I don't understand where this argument comes from because, you know, you make mistakes during a live stream. I don't understand what the dig is.
YouTube never gave him a ban for that, by the way. If I or any smaller channel accidentally showed nudity on a live stream, my channel would get permanently banned. But
no, you wouldn't get permanently banned. I doubt you would get a community guideline strike. You might get like a week. Or I guess maybe if you posted the video with it uncensored, yeah, you would probably, yeah, you would get a community guideline strike. The video would get taken down, but it wasn't intentional, and it doesn't appear. I mean, I guess you could report the stream and probably get him a community guideline strike, but he might appeal it. So you can do that. I don't see why you couldn't. But he tried to make a good faith effort to, you know, fix the situation. And I don't think you get banned off of YouTube. I'm pretty sure you need...
once you start making...
I'm pretty sure you need 3 community guideline strikes to get your account banned. Yeah, so it's a 3 strikes, you're out system. 3 strikes within 90 days lead to a permanent channel ban. Severe violations like hate speech or terrorism can result in an immediate ban. Granted, this is, you know, ChatGPT. Take that with a grain of salt. But, yeah, you wouldn't... That's hyperbole, obviously. But Scott... I don't know. I think Scott, you know, I expose scams. I do deep dives into fraud. Some videos are deep investigative journalism. You know, you're saying you're kind of like a journalist. You're trying to get like the facts of the matter, but I don't know. It feels like you're exaggerating a little bit. You know, maybe the clickbait game, or not the clickbait game, but the sensationalism a little bit. So
enough money for YouTube, they look the other way and don't care what you do as long as you keep making them millions.
Disagree. You can like there was a whole bunch of creators with like the Logan Paul Forest incident. I think if you, no matter how large you are, if you post that video, you just immediately get a community guideline strike and it gets taken down because YouTube just will not bother with that. Like no matter how big you are, I think like million sub YouTube channels will try to talk about it or discuss it, and it'll just get removed or show it. And yeah, I know that's an extreme example. You know, I'm cherry picking or straw manning, or not straw manning, but I'm cherry picking like an extreme example. But I I don't know why he thinks that like, because Caleb Hammer is big, but I don't think he's that big. Like he's not the biggest person on the platform. It's got what, 2.8 subs?
Like my dream.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that's really good. I mean, I got nothing, but there are a lot bigger channels than him. So I don't understand why he's acting like YouTube has preferential treatment. The most preferential treatment that I could see Caleb Hammer having is that he probably has a community manager that he works with that he can reach out to for YouTube to, you know, correct something. So if he gets a community guideline strike, he might just say like, oh, well, you know, I tried to do this, I removed the video, I made modifications to the video, or, you know, he gets, you know, a copyright strike or someone claims the video, he can, you know, try to get it overturned, things like that.
After multiple live stream bans, you would think someone would understand they need to start making better choices about what they do on live streams. But is that what Caleb did? Of course not. Caleb Hammer is an idiot. On one live stream, Caleb decided it was time to take it to the next level and start committing illegal acts right on stream. Caleb's audience requested that he react to a TikToker named Bradley on a budget who lives an extremely frugal life to pay off his over $100K in debt from going to culinary school. Bradley, who is openly gay, takes many extreme steps to save money and make money, and one of the ways he makes money is by selling adult content on OnlyFans. Caleb decided to purchase his OnlyFans and make fun of the guy's adult content live on the air to his audience. Bradley made a video responding to Caleb's video, so I'll show you a clip of that.
Okay, so I don't think that's a problem. Hot take, but if you're putting if you yourself are the content, you open yourself up to criticism and critique. Like if your body is a product that you were trying to sell for money, people can buy it and then make fun of you for it. It's not the same as like soliciting or, you know, what's the word? When you leak nudes. It's not revenge porn. It's not revenge. Like it's not criminal if you make fun of like an actress's, you know, body or an actor's body. It's just not. It's not criminal. It becomes more of a copyright dispute because you're what is it? You're posting my copyrighted material to people that aren't paying for my content. So I don't. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how scathing the critique that Caleb did, because if it's like, oh, like this guy is so ugly, like he should KYS, like that's obviously not appropriate. That's not critique. That's just
I guess this is the part where the OF part comes in.
Actually, even he doesn't even need to have a critique. He can just make fun of him. Like people make fun of each other all the time. Like he can just do it. You're putting yourself out there. People are allowed to make fun of you.
So.
Oh, what is he posting? I need to know. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Fucking.
Mind you, this was a live stream, so other people were watching him doing this in the moment. This isn't just him doing this for fun.
Yeah, but he's not showing your content,
on
right?
His own. He is broadcasting.
Yeah,
this.
but he's broadcasting his reaction. He's not showing your content.
I joined OF 6 years ago because I was desperate. It's like you're making a joke out of something that some people have to do to make money. To turn someone doing what they do to make money into a joke for you to make money to make content like this in front of people watching this as well just feels really wrong.
I don't care.
Just going, oh, there's the dick. There's needed to bust my huge 9-day out of my cock. Enjoy some dirty talk role play.
Mind you, this is all behind a paywall. No one has access to this unless you pay for the subscription. So
yeah, that I could see being a problem, because at that point, if he's taking your content and then restreaming it, that becomes a copyright dispute and you can file a takedown notice.
It feels even more invasive for the fact that he has subscribed just to be like explaining things and describing things and going through the details.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's allowed to do that as long as he doesn't show your content in its entirety. He's allowed to critique it. Like, that's why we have television and movie show like reviews. You're allowed to review the medium. You just can't stream or play the whole thing.
Of what he sees, I think, is so unbelievably wrong.
Now, it's one thing to just describe what is in an OnlyFans video, but Caleb took it a step further and multiple times played audio of Bradley climaxing and having intercourse to
Wait, what?
his audience live on stream.
Butthole exposed, unshowered for 7 days. Asshole. Just climax. Okay, very good.
Okay, so I don't know why. I think that's funny. Like, I think it's funny. He's not playing the clip for his stream to see. He's just playing an audio clip, and then he's just he's in disbelief about it.
Unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
I don't understand why this guy's upset. You basically put yourself out there. You sell a product. Somebody buys your product. They use the product in a way that you don't like, and then it's like,
I would never do this to someone. This is just this says everything I need to know about him.
Like, I hope I don't have any problems like this, like where people do something, but at the end of the day, if you put yourself out there on the internet, people are going to critique you. People are going to make fun of you. And it's not like he's calling. Caleb's just laughing. Like,
Okay, that's enough of this.
Right there. Right there. You could hear the bed creaking, and which I don't even know if I could say that word on here. How he was able to upload this to YouTube and his page is shocking to me, saying that this feels like what you're doing is pushing. And then someone replied,
yeah, wait, so Caleb, no offense, content is funny, but this is risky business for a bit. Just to reflect back on the stream, you sub to an OnlyFans and almost showed it for the stream. I feel like that's pushing it, lol. At bare minimum, it needs to be age restricted on YouTube. I would feel if it's not age restricted, that's crazy. It needs to be age restricted at minimum. So I have enough to retire. I'm just working for fun now. Well, that's not a very good response. I think that's some actual valid critique. Like, you should age restrict videos like that.
saying this video should probably at least be age restricted because you're literally talking about this stuff. But he also put the audio.
Yeah, I think that's a fair criticism. If you're going to be talking about like heavy topics like that, you totally need to actually have it be age restricted.
In this video, which I agree, if someone under the age of 18 heard that or even saw him talking this way, his response to those comments was, I have enough money to retire. Yeah. I'm just working for fun now. That comment tells me everything I need to know about this person.
Now that is 100% illegal.
Questionable. You're not a lawyer. You don't claim to be a lawyer. I don't think you've spoken to a lawyer about this. You
cannot play audio of someone's paywalled adult content to your live stream of viewers who did not pay for that content.
Yeah, you can. To a degree. That's how we have movie reviews, TV reviews. They're behind paywalls. They're behind like rentals, things like rentals. But like streaming services, you're allowed to play bits and pieces of it as long as you don't do it in its totality. Even then, you could maybe make an argument if you're constantly providing critique and commentary that it can be played in its totality, but I don't think you should have to do that in order to do a movie review. I don't think there's ever really good scenarios where you would need to do that.
Bradley 100% has a claim to sue Caleb for what he did.
Well, anyone can sue anyone for anything.
That's on top of it being against YouTube's terms of service.
If you're posting content, explicit content that violates this policy could result in channel termination. This applies to real-world dramatized, illustrated, animated, including scenes, video games, and music. Don't post content if it shows depiction of clothed or unclothed genitals, breasts, buttocks that are meant for gratification. The depiction. I mean, technically, this doesn't violate the policy because he didn't show it. He just streamed his reaction to it.
To put sexually explicit content in your videos or live streams.
I guess it depends. Like, okay, so content is just in general. Don't post content if it shows the depiction. Because when I see depiction, I think of visual. Depiction. Yeah, so this policy applies to... Oh, I see. He's got to highlight it. I'm dumb. Video descriptions, comments, live streams, audio. Okay, yeah. Then yes, this is violating YouTube's terms and policies. Then he should probably get hit with a community guidelines strike. I would agree with that.
Everyone that was watching that live stream was exposed to X-rated audio without their consent, and it's quite possible that children were exposed to this as well.
Yeah.
Unlike Caleb's
to make it an
previous
adult-only
clip, where he
stream or
accidentally
adult video.
showed boobs on screen, this was 100% done on purpose and breaks multiple YouTube rules and laws by doing so.
I don't think it breaks laws because this isn't revenge. This is just a copyright dispute. It's kind of gross to talk about this way in terms of like people, but an OnlyFans creator's product is their body and their content to a degree. So it's not, if they're posting it out there and I say, oh, they look so dumb, or oh, like I'm making fun of them and laughing, I don't think it's illegal in the sense of criminal. You might have a civil case, or you might have a copyright dispute, but I don't think it goes to the quality or the degree of like criminal. I think honestly you would probably get, I'm not a lawyer, but I think you would probably get laughed at.
Was Caleb ever punished by YouTube for live streaming this? Of course not. Once you make enough money for the platform, they don't care what you do.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and open an account. When you're
In this
All right, let's do something.
next section, we're going to go over a number of members-only videos that Caleb has since deleted to hide some of his horrible and possibly illegal actions. Now, unlike Caleb, who isn't very bright, I know that I can't actually show video or audio of these clips since they have always been paywalled content, but I can describe what is in them. And I have saved copies of the video as evidence if Caleb does ever decide to sue me. There are also websites like Caleb Scammer, which have cataloged all of Caleb's content, including deleted videos, so Caleb deleting these videos hasn't prevented them from being circulated and showing what a terrible person he truly is.
I don't pay for mine. Why are you paying, guy? It's so dumb. And also, there are sites where you can see what's behind the paywall for free.
Many of these clips have ended up on the creepy
like
Caleb
pirating.
Hammer subreddit. The clips of Caleb possibly committing a crime were quickly deleted by Caleb's legal team to try and prevent people from realizing what a disgusting human being he truly is. But you can see from the comments just how gross these clips actually were.
So wait, what's this?
Human being he truly is. But by Caleb's legal team,
So creepy Caleb Hammer. So this is Caleb's snark Reddit.
to try and prevent people from realizing
prep for this video. What is the post called? I think it's removed.
what
so
it
it's
is
probably
more
not gonna
quickly
show up
deleted by
when I search
Caleb's
for
legal
it.
team.
All right. Search filming. And this was 4 months ago. So about 5 months ago. Can I sort based on... This cross-posted, I believe. What are they saying here? Caleb. Oh, okay. So this is a separate. This is a separate video from Scott Shafer. No. Okay, what is this?
About a year.
Okay. I got baited. So can't use that because that's the video that we're actually like watching. Oh, I'm a dummy. So 5 months ago. So the post was deleted, so can't find it.
To try and prevent people from realizing what a disgusting human being he truly is. But you can see from the comments just how gross
So is
these
this
clips
him
actually
filming
were.
somebody when
As
they're
Caleb
having an
has
act,
threatened
like
to sue
an
me in the
actual...
past, I have to take all precautions, and I reached out to Caleb's legal team for comment about the clips we're about to talk about. No response was given, but oddly...
Hi Tyler, I made a video on Caleb Hammer last year, who at this time was a client of yours. I believe he still is, but I would like to verify that with you. If he still is, I have a few questions you and him can look over. I would like responses for a follow-up video I'll be doing with him. A few months ago, Caleb used his official Twitch account to make jokes about his employee being attracted to... Yeah, and would like to be paid to, yep. Caleb has repeated it multiple times inappropriate comments about activities with, yep, and I would like clarification from Caleb that these are indeed just jokes and he does not act on his continued behavior he talks about. Also, does he believe that it is appropriate for a financial to act like this even if it is just jokes? Okay. On a subreddit post after Caleb was accused of inappropriate behavior on a date, he claimed that I get consent recorded. Others have been at his house, have verified that he has a camera in his bedroom pointed at his bed. In a video, he stated that he has recorded. Oh, from his subreddit post, he seems to believe he can record whenever he wants within his home because it's a one-party consent state. However, from the research I've done, that does not give you permission to... Well, Scott, I mean, your research, our research, it's not... Like, yeah, we can do that, but we're both not lawyers. I guess that's why he's asking a lawyer, so that's fair. This does not give you... Can you and Caleb verify that he knows this is illegal and he is not doing this? Attached below is yet an unreleased where they interviewed several women who have claimed... Is a yet unreleased? Okay, so some of which is classified as assault. Please look over the attached pages and let me know if Caleb would like to deny any of the claims. Okay. Is it unreleased video or statement? Document? It's probably a document or statement. In a live stream, Caleb and his team did. Several of his employees voiced frustration that Caleb, who is making millions of dollars a year on YouTube, does not provide health insurance for any of his employees as of October 20. Does Caleb provide health insurance at all? I mean, yeah. I mean, team several voiced frustration that Caleb, who is making millions. Yeah, but they don't have to work for Caleb. They obviously are working with him because they're getting something that they want out of it. So they're getting either, you know, association with a popular figure, they're getting paid a ton of money, or I mean, that's really it. Like, they don't have to go work for Caleb. If they're working on the Caleb Hammer show, it's a very, you know, it's a very competent YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure their qualifications could take them somewhere else. In a live stream, Caleb and his team did. Several of his employees voiced frustration at making... Oh, okay, I just read that. Finally, if you're still representing Caleb Hammer, you will also be part of the upcoming video. So I have a question for you. You've mentioned several videos on your YouTube channel that used to work for a big company and didn't like the way they operated, wanted to help creators now. In one video, ex-Disney lawyer reveals why Disney fired Victoria Alonso. You mentioned that you were a woman executive that has been silenced in Hollywood. You seem to want to stand up for women and protect them, but you defend a YouTuber who has immense amount of horrible allegations made about him by women. By defending him, you are helping to silence those women's stories. I mean, anyone can make any allegation. Like, I haven't seen any evidence of an allegation. Let's see. there is that Reddit post, but I don't. It's a snark subreddit. It's like I miss the old iDubbbz or H3 snark. Like, you kind of have to take everything they say with a grain of salt because they're so immensely biased towards that particular person. So I can't verify the post, so I can't really substantiate what's happening, what actually happened. You seem to want to stand up for women, protect them, but defend a YouTuber who has immense amount of horrible allegations by many women. By defending him, you are helping to silence those women's stories. Is there a dollar amount your morals go to? Is this a question? Okay. Are those things about helping women creators just for show and have no real meaning behind it? Okay, well, that doesn't really seem like you're being an unbiased. I don't know. I feel like if you're trying to be an investigative journalist, you need to know when to press. But if you're getting a statement and I read that, I'm not responding to you.
Oddly enough, all the videos I mentioned in my emails suddenly disappeared, and any trace of them have been wiped from Caleb's channel. I'm sure that was just a coincidence, though, and Caleb definitely isn't trying to hide his horrible behavior.
Which videos? I mean, obviously, if you're mentioning them, I feel like you would have a backup archive of them. Like, if you're trying to expose somebody and you're trying to like really stick to them and you have these videos like bullet point evidence that are smoking guns, I don't see why you wouldn't just take backups of them
from being exposed. Now, the first video in...
Because, like, you're levying these allegations. You need to be, like, prepped and ready to go. So far, the only thing I've seen that is creepy is Caleb made jokes about 7 years ago, and then he made another joke recently when live streaming.
Question was a 12-hour-long subathon Caleb Hammer did back in March. The subathon video itself no longer exists, but Caleb's team forgot to wipe all traces of the video from his channel, as the subathon trailer can still be seen on his page, but you can't watch the video unless you're a channel member. Most of the subathon is pretty boring up until the end of the video when Caleb's entire staff decided to participate in a roast of Caleb Hammer. At the end of the roast, Caleb got on stage and decided it was time to make some of the most inappropriate and assault jokes you've ever heard. Caleb targeted his employee bitch Brandon and went on a tirade saying that Brandon, a womanizer and a woman beater, you're basically Chris Brown if he let himself go and developed diabetes. The only thing fatter than your gut are the bruises you've left on your exes. Honestly, Brandon, you're collecting amazing sales for the company. Of course, it's not as impressive as the amount of hits connected to your name. But what the audience might not know is you've got a lot of tattoo ink on your body. I can't tell if it's because you're a cool person or if your body is an obituary page of all your beaten to death exes. It's important to
It's a roast. Like, his employees roasted him. He roasted them back. I don't know why this is...
note that of the 15 or
Okay, maybe Scott has something. Well, maybe he'll say something.
so employees that were there for the roast, no one laughed at any of the jokes. Even...
I mean, so you could tell a joke and be bad at it. He's not a comedian. I mean, he's an entertainer, but, like, you can make... It's a roast. Like, I don't understand. Like, his employees, all 15 came up over there, up there, roasted him, and then he gets to roast somebody back. I don't know what the big deal is. Did any of his employees complain? Caleb roast during the 12-hour live stream. Someone shared a link. His employees did during the 12-hour live stream. I just watched the video and wanted to point out a few interesting things about the jokes Caleb made about his employees. Caleb jokes about the guy they call Brandon, had to do with him being abusive to women, talking about the bruises he leaves on girlfriends, the number of, even going as far as joking about all the ex-girlfriends he had beaten. Interesting to note that nobody really laughed at this. There were a few shocked, like, what the Fs? And camera pans to the crew, and they look a little uncomfortable. The jokes he made about Clara were about her being a childless cat lady and about how she keeps her cats hydrated to make up for her kitty being dry. What? Her kitty being dry? I don't know what that means. The jokes he makes about Erin were about her... Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I get it now. The jokes he made about Erin were about her being masculine and not having a curvy body. But it's a roast. People attack each other for their intrinsic character traits. That's the point. It's meant to be. I get it's meant to be comedy. Yeah, so it's meant to be comedy, and people are probably going to be like, "Oh, don't get so offended." Yeah, it's literally that's me. It's a joke. It's literally that's the purpose of a roast is you get there and you just talk smack about each other. I just find it interesting he's so quick to jump to misogynistic insults, especially when we take into consideration past things he has said and done. Essay, allegations calling women a pair of flaps. His disgusting video titles, thumbnails. It gets people to click on him. So even when he's roasting a man, his jokes are about abusing women. Special mention to the use of the F slur. This whole thing has gotten cringe. It makes me seem like a bunch of frat bros. These types of things he's comfortable with saying publicly makes you kind of say is in private. I mean, let's see. Even when he's roasting a man, his jokes are about abusing women. I mean, it's a roast. Like, yeah, people have different senses of humor. I mean, he's not actually like beating anyone as far as I can tell.
Caleb's own employees knew how disgusting and over the top it was for their boss to make these comments about one of his own employees. I think this is a big reason why the subathon was deleted from his channel, because he doesn't want channel members to see just how disgusting and revolting he truly is. Now, the next clip I'm going to talk about, Caleb deleted, in my opinion, to hide illegal activity. This clip requires a little context before I talk about the actual clip, though. Back in February, a young lady who went on a date with Caleb that had a horrible experience posted about him on the Creepy Caleb subreddit.
I got Caleb banned from Hinge, Bumble, and Tinder, and I'm not sorry sharing my story because despite what he has claimed, it was a real person who went on a really horrible date with him and reported him to the apps. No, I am not a devoted hater or fan. I'm just a girl who lives in Austin looking for a boyfriend who made the mistake of going out for him. This is a very brief overview. I matched with him, met with a date. This was a few weeks ago. Everything was fine. He was nice, dorky, and in my opinion, cute. We were supposed to go out and eat when we met, but it was an early time for dinner, so he asked if I could hang out at his place a little bit before dinner. I was definitely apprehensive about this as I literally just met him, but he said he lived literally close by and wasn't looking to hook up, just for hang out for a bit until we got hungry. I agreed. Keep in mind, he said he lived close by. He said he had no intention of hooking up, I guess. I also had more trust because he was more of a well-known person who seemed to be very careful. Should note that while I'm not personally a fan, just had really liked his content other than a few shorts or videos a while ago. Graham Stefan, who was a big fan of, reacted to him. He told me him and Graham were best buds, so I don't know why, but makes me trust him more. He also had given me an indication he was creepy. This changed quickly when he started driving, put my hand on my thigh, quickly pushed him off. He said, I'm not ready for that. He said, oh, I'm sorry. You're so attractive. And I said, it's okay. A couple minutes later, I can't scroll. A couple minutes later, is this whole chat here? Is this whole Reddit? Is this, I got Caleb banned from Hinge. I got Caleb banned from Hinge. Okay, so zoom in a little bit. A couple of minutes later, he said, what are you doing? I literally told him no. He said, oh, he put it back. And then I said, I thought you said it was okay. So I had to clarify. I meant it was okay that was happening, but not okay. So I still suggested we not go to his house, maybe somewhere more neutral, like a date-like activity. After we got to his house, I was just hoping anxieties were being nervous. Initially, we're going to watch TV, but couldn't because the couch was covered with a sticky substance. Okay, I'm starting to get a little skeptical. Dog walker, or he blamed the dog walker, but I said I had no idea. This was not totally crazy. Aventura, I said yes, sure, whatever. I was kind of already trying to stay calm. Anyway, so basically, just for a second, as we briefly start bumping into me conveniently to kind of feel me up, just for a second or two. Didn't even have time to react, grabbing, okay. As I made an important note to there's no build-up, romantic connection. He had made zero attempts to kiss or hold my hand or even flirt, so the feeling was just bizarre. Anyway, on the tour, he hit one of those buttons that makes all the blinds come down again, not like a big deal, but it was getting hella ominous. So our tour ends in his bathroom, asked me to take a bath in front of him. Wait, his bathroom, where he asked, wait, what? Straight up, he asked At this point, I was full on scared. He just said again, I could separate myself. And I said, no, I don't want to take a bath with this guy I met 30 minutes ago. I was clear on that. He was clear before I got in the car. Oh man, this is a really long post. After he seemed confused on why on earth I wouldn't be able to do a normal request with him, he said, well, I have a bathing suit for you to wear. I was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he was not trying to hook up. He followed me out. I was like, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that, but okay. Oh, I was kind of freaking out internally. Like, what do I do? I shouldn't. Okay, so normally I wouldn't be like talking like this, but this is from a Snark subreddit. If this happened to you, why don't you call the police? Why isn't there a police report? Like, okay, well, she said they say that they got them banned, so I was like, okay, I'm kind of freaking out internally. Like, what do I do? He walked up behind me. I started. Wait, why didn't you just leave? Just leave. You didn't. Okay. Okay. I don't know why you wanted me to do that. Okay. If you're feeling so creeped out, just leave. It's a first date. He then walked behind me, started massaging. Well, why don't I give you a massage since you've never gotten one before? Oh my god, let me grab the oil. I started thinking about the couch being covered in oil. I looked to the side of me, there was a camera pointed towards where the couch was, and I was internally like, OF. I moved away from him, moved to the other side, and I said, you are really making me uncomfortable. Then leave, just leave. He said, no. And he was just like, no, I'm not. Why would you say that? Because through the same mental gymnastics he had been using with the leg. I'm not trying to victim blame. Like, if this actually happened, that's horrible. But, like, why are you backing away? At that point, I had to point out that if it was ever in that situation where you had a girl alone, she says, you're making me uncomfortable, making me take some time, really to think to yourself. Then started braiding me, says, like, why did you come here then? As if I had an idea. Come with that. Are you sexual? Asked those both over. He kept saying, I can read you. When's the last time you had? Okay. What's the loudest you ever been? These are not normal questions. While also maintaining that he was not trying to hook up. God, the post is still... Oh my god, how long is this post? Okay. While also maintaining that he was not trying to hook up. I was crazy for thinking he was. He actually promised me that I wasn't trying to sleep with me in the moment. He literally had two storylines. He was getting more and more mad. He was really mad and just kept saying, I've given you plenty of things to do here. Keep in mind the things to do was option A, take off your clothes and take a bath in some bathing suit, or B, go to an oil massage, or C, you can leave. Anyway, I thought about grabbing my... Yeah, you should be doing that, but honestly, I didn't know if I make it, and at this point, I just want to keep him calm. I mean, that's also, like, if you're scared of somebody, like, you don't want to make them mad, but you could definitely tell I was scared, though, because I asked if I was cold, and I looked down, my body was shaking. Anyway, I kept trying to ask, hey, let's go bowling or something, or I'm hungry now, let's go get food. I started putting on my shoes, so let's just save that. I want to see this person's post. Okay, so looks like they only made this account just to post here. There's no other activity on this person's Reddit account. At first I thought they might have been a snarker, but then this post is an older post, so... Anyway, I kept nicely, hey, let's go bowling or something, or I'm hungry, let's get food. Like, you should already have left. It's getting dark out, I couldn't see very far. Don't you have a phone? Anyway, imperfect victims, I shouldn't say that, but, like, I don't know, it's just a little unbelievable. Okay, well, do you have screenshots? Do you have anything? Like, okay. Oh, okay. So that's something. Okay, so we got some actual text messages of you high pitched yelling at poor people and Hinge. It's okay, I get it. Worst date for me too. Just a big day off for both of us. It happens. Hopefully it was just allows you to swipe left. Haha. Yelling at poor people feels a bit simplified for me, but I get what you're saying. That's fair, but I think I'm heading to bed and I would prefer not to have a confrontational conversation, but of course I wish the date went better. It's okay that we don't vibe. It happens and I apologize for wasting your time. I'm sure you have many successful dates. Okay. I mean, I don't really have context. The contact photo is terrible. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, so it's but do you have anything? Oh, let's see. Do you have comments? Okay, here we go. Your peak Tinder experience, you're stunning. Thank you. Best amateur cook meal that I'd immediately rank you 10 out of 10. I like to have to go with. I have to go with a giant stack of French toast. Like in the movies, I like to make the tower of them. Am I allowed to put butter and syrup on them, or do you have me covered? Okay. Sure. What days are best for you? Also, do you want my number? I have an obligatory FaceTime call before we meet to make sure you aren't a murderer. How about IG? I'm a public figure, so I don't like giving out my number like that. Yeah, makes sense. But it's fine. Okay. So he actually gave give his number. Don't do that. Okay, that's if these are real, like that's some integrity. So that's actually yeah. So okay, so that seems to indicate if these screenshots are real, and you know I don't think they've been denied or refuted in Scott's video. There's some validity that this user actually went they went on a date, but there's no it doesn't seem like there's any indication of like something worse. Actually, hold on. Really. So they felt like, I think you owe me an apology. But there's no context on what they owe an apology for. It's like, oh, did they have a bad dinner date? Did they tell him like F you? There's not really much context here. Like, yes, they wrote. I tried to read all that. I'm not gonna read all that. At least not right now. All right, back to the video.
Caleb made jokes about kidnapping and murdering her, and requested her to take a bath for him so he could watch her in the tub. On his own subreddit, he responded to her allegations, confirming most of it, while also completely trashing her. What's most interesting is the way he started his rant, though. Caleb states that, here we go with the over-sensationalism.
Here we go with the over-sensationalism that we can't seem to get over since 2020, but this is why creator friends privately recommend I get consent recorded, and we live in a single-party consent recording state. So after the insanity of last year, guess what? I did. Little does this performant person who is chalking up what was just a bad date. Yeah, I hated being there.
That we can't seem to get rid of since 2020. But this is why my creator friends privately recommended I get consent recorded.
Scott.
And we live in a single-party consent recording state, so after the insanity of last year, guess what? I did. That line about recording consent.
Okay, since Scott is cutting off context, I gotta go find it.
Is interesting.
So actually, I don't even know what. Okay. What's the text? 2020. Okay, Hammer Time 1995. Okay. Okay, so comments. So this was 9 months ago, so we're looking at 10 months back. Did you delete the comment? Okay, here we go. Oh, I guess it's when Scott actually took the screenshot. I assumed he took it roughly around the same time when he did his video. Okay, so here we go with the over sensationalism that we can't seem to get over since 2020, but this is why I recorded. We live in a single party consent recording state, so after this insanity, guess what? Little does this performative person who is chalking up to was just a bad date. Yeah, I hated being there and literally asked her to leave multiple times as something horrible. Guess what? I voice recorded our entire conversation that she's talking about and exposes her for all her lies. But fuck it, she wants to harm my career, so let's expose her. So this is how we started. We met for early dinner right after. So he's not saying that they did anything. He's just recording the conversation. So this is how it started. We met for an early dinner right after work. Neither of us were hungry, so we decided to walk around downtown, but it was freezing. Discussing what to do. I suggest heading back to my place until we are hungry to get out of the cold. She immediately said yes, and there was not much more of a conversation about it, so that's where her BS started. Couch was wet. Yes, the cleaners just left before we got there. They clean weekly due to the dogs bringing in some dirt. Cameron, yes, I as a public figure, I have a security system. This is not any private place like a bed, room, or bathrooms, but typical security places. It's also plastered the front of my house. Touched leg after she said no. Beyond incorrect. I made a move. She looked at me odd. I pulled away and asked if it was okay, and she specified yes. So I did it again. She said no. I didn't mean yes like that. I meant like is okay that it happened. Okay, so mixed signals. Sort of mixed signals used to be okay, let's move on, but in 2025, evidently that means the R word. Intentionally bumping into her. I literally have no idea what she's talking about. Lucky for me, I have a security system to prove it, and no, the security system is not in private places, like I said, either. Far drive, it was 6 p.m., rush hour. I'm closer to downtown compared to most of the metro, so to me that was close. Asked her to take a bathroom massage. I tried to make a move, ladies and gents, a horrid thing to do. She rejected, and I was okay with it and moved on. Again, it's 2025. And no, I did not ask her to take a bath in front of me. What the F? Lol. Yeah, that sounds kind of insane. When we got home to watch a show, the couch was wet. Didn't have any interest in going to dinner anymore. Sat down. Let's see. I didn't have any interest in going to dinner anymore because she was not good for conversation, which I learned during the drive. So I thought a consensual hookup might be nice. I know Gen Z views sex as a bad thing, but consensual sex is not bad. This is when I threw out like 20 ideas in 1 minute. She seems to be hyper-focused on the bath. A passing suggestion. I mean, it is a weird I asked her to take a bath in front of me. I tried to make a move. Okay, so what was the move? You're saying you tried to make a move, but what was the move? You're saying you didn't. Okay. 20 ideas in a minute. Okay, so Caleb Hammer has no riz. Sat down angry when she said no. This is when I started recording because I knew exactly how this BS works in today's cancellation economy. I sat down and was confused, not at all again, because when I trying to do weird dirt patch, I eventually asked if she could go for walks and she wouldn't leave, and in no way did I go for an hour-long dinner with this person anymore. We went on a walk. My neighborhood doesn't have sidewalks and cars were passing by close, so I suggested we walk in the small park near my place instead of the dark street with no visibility. And yes, I made a joke, something I'm known for doing, asking, this is where I tried to do, asking sexual questions. This is where I tried to do the adult thing and I literally asked what she was looking for, also known as asking for consent. Okay, Caleb, you don't need to like preference this with, again, in 2025, this is problematic. We should, you know, it's a little much. You did it, I think this is already the 5th time. We should be allowed to ask if someone wants to do something and move on. At this point, I asked if I could call an Uber for her and pay for it. No way. I want to drive her home. Yeah, that would make sense. If this person's crazy, you don't want to drive them home. You don't want to interact with them. Just leave. At this point, she was incapable of communicating anything and was weird the whole time and super sketchy. Obviously, I'm not surprised now looking at her post. And now I guess the Uber driver was a creep too. Seems this might be a... Oh God, how long is this? Okay. So, seems this might be a pattern. What? Make a move and be okay with it being rejected. How evil. What disgusting thing. This woman's a little child. I now have literal recorded consent from every sexual experience ever since last year because our culture is insane right now. And guess what? Most creators you follow do this or something similar because of places like the YT drama, subreddit, and chronically online commentators. I'm just happy to be transparent. I mean, recording consent is not illegal. So if Scott Shafer is like, oh yeah, they're recording audio, that's not illegal. Especially a one-party consent state. Like, I live in a one-party consent state. It's not illegal. I don't even have to tell you. I can just record. Now, it gets a little tricky if you have communications with somebody that's in a two-party consent state and you're in a one-party consent state. I'm not a lawyer. I have no idea what that entails. But in a one-party consent state, as a layman understanding it, Caleb's allowed to do that. And he's not recording, you know, pornography. Try to deserve it. On top of that, nearly every cancellation the past year has been refuted with facts and the attention-seeking abuse. I guess this was a year ago, but like, we have Emiru with like Miss Gif. And like, it's good to take, it's good to be skeptical to a degree, when things get put out. But I want to see the information and come to my own conclusion. Because obviously, if you're making this really damning accusation, I need something to kind of, you know, substantiate what you're claiming. Like, that's just how I am. There are some other people that might need a little less, but I'm a person that I need something. I'm happy with teams on Bumble and Match have dealt with the situation and have unbanned me. Oh, okay. I'm not. I don't think you should have dropped her name, Caleb. Girl, you're reading. Actually, let me put this off to the side. Don't want to flash somebody's name. Girl, you're reading this. We had an awkward date. I hated it. You hated it. I tried to make a move and you said no. It ended at that. I didn't go to dinner because you were unable to hold a conversation. I didn't want to sit across from you. You were unable to talk, communicate, post our entire text combos. I had asked you 4 times what your height was before you could answer. You're incapable of communication. I literally had to call an Uber and force you to leave. Long story short, if she had a slightly awkward date with a random person like we all have, she wouldn't have ever posted about it. But since I have a larger following, she did. It was an awkward date, nothing else. She said no, we moved on. Okay. Let's see what Scott has to say.
Last year, guess what? I did. That line about recording consent is interesting because in a previous post-show video, Caleb made a startling confession that he records sexual acts in his house. This took place in the post-show for the episode titled Financial Audit's Most Toxic Couple. In the clip, the couple admits to Caleb that
post-show for this episode was deleted when people start posting about his recording.
They
XX
film
in
themselves having
comments.
sex, to which Caleb gets grossed out by, and then Caleb's producer, Lindsay, asks Caleb, "You don't film yourself?" To which Caleb responds, "It's actually been on security cam a few times, home security." Now, this
Okay,
response of
that's
Caleb
different.
admitting
So, yeah, if it, because what Caleb was saying in his post was that he just records audio, like audio consent, not like sex acts. But if he is also saying like, yeah, the security cameras will catch it, that's that's two separate contradictory statements. So yeah, that makes Caleb look bad, and that could be that. Depending on where he is, I don't. Oh, he's in Texas. That very well could be legal.
to recording sexual acts on his home security after he made a post telling everyone he records consent led a lot of people to believe that Caleb Hammer is recording the women he has sex with without their knowledge on hidden cameras around his house.
Yeah.
Multiple
I think a reasonable person could definitely draw to that conclusion. Like, to play devil's advocate, it's possible he is what's the word? He might be getting consent beforehand, like that, hey, we're recording. But yeah, if he's not telling these women, that's a really shitty thing to do, and possibly illegal. I think this is actually probably more damning than the actual like the joke or the messages at the beginning of the video. I think he should have probably opened up with this, because this feels more like hard-hitting comparatively to the first set.
people who have been to his home have confirmed he has multiple cameras around his house, and Caleb even confirms it in his post as well. I reached out to Caleb's legal team to ask if that's what he's doing.
This is the same message that we were reading earlier. Yes.
Because if it is, that's 100% illegal. Living in a one-party consent state allows you to record conversations. It does not allow you to record sex acts without permission of all parties. For whatever reason, a lot of
Well, we have no indication that he's not actually, getting consent permission to record. It's implied. But yes, if he's not getting permission, then yes, that would 100%, I feel like, be illegal.
of influencers in the red
And the
pill
question
community
is, like, people might say, well, why don't they go to the police? Why don't they do something? Like, well, they might not even know that they're being recorded. Like, yes, Caleb might post a bunch of stuff like cameras and stuff, security cameras and other features, but nobody might know. So, like, yeah, like when I go out and I'm walking around in a park, like there's a bunch of like CCTV footage that I'm walking around, I'm getting reported. But like, it's so common nowadays, or like you don't see it, you don't know, or you might not think about it.
have been telling guys that you can record sex without a woman's consent, and this is legal, when it 100% is not. If anyone does this, it's breaking several laws, and another YouTube creator, Jack Denmo, who tried to do this, was recently convicted of sexual assault. Needless to say, these are very serious allegations.
Yeah.
After I reached out to Caleb Hammer's legal team, I noticed that the post show that had this clip has now been erased from Caleb's YouTube channel.
In fairness, you in those emails that you drafted, you came across as incredibly aggressive. And from what I understand, you have a history with Caleb because you mentioned he might sue you. So I'm not really sure why he would want to talk to you in particular, since you're, I guess, a detractor. I don't know if a detractor is the correct word. You're basically his opposition.
And his lawyer went to extra lengths of having the Reddit video post that showed the clip taken down as well. Caleb Hammer's team is going to extreme lengths to make sure that no one ever sees this clip. Now, Caleb, or his legal team, could have easily denied this claim when I reached out for comment, but they never did. In fact, everything that I've said in this video, I provided to Caleb's team, and they did not respond with a denial to a single thing in this.
Well, yeah, obviously they're not going to respond with a denial because of the fact that you, as I mentioned, have like a really negative history. Oh my God. Yeah, they're not going to respond with the denial because you've been incredibly aggressive towards the emails and you have a history of I'm actually probably going to watch the 1 year video when this all seems like it started. But you have a negative history associated with him. So it would make sense why they wouldn't want to interact with you.
This video to Caleb's team, and they did not respond with a denial to a single thing in this video.
New factor menu is like having my favorite restaurant on speed dial.
Just because they didn't deny something doesn't mean it's true. Like, a lawyer's best advice that they'll tell you is to just not speak. Because if there is allegations or, you know, you have to go to court, you just why are they going to give you a statement?
The creepy Caleb Hammer subreddit.
It's like if it turns criminal or civil, like the best thing that Caleb could do is just shut the fuck up and not talk to you or anyone, except his lawyers.
Has attracted a lot of followers over the past few years. Many people who dislike Caleb, but also a lot of former fans of his. On his main subreddit, you won't find any criticism of him because you immediately get banned if you even give constructive criticism. This has helped the Snark subreddit to grow quickly and has many posts from former guests who despise the way they were treated by Caleb.
Okay, so I've seen 2 of Caleb's videos. I've seen the one with Brent, which is why I watched Scott's interview. I think it's Brent. And then I saw his Boogie 2988 interview. So in those interviews, he's kind of clowning on the participant. So it would kind of make sense that, you know, some of the people that are on this show would have a bone to pick with Caleb. I don't know if they're necessarily like, yeah, they I mean, we'll see what they have to say. They can air out the grievances.
Several female guests have shown screenshots of their text messages where Caleb used his influence to try and date them, and then if they turn him
Proof, since apparently I have none. Can't make money if I'm out fucking around. That's very true. Are you sexual in nature? If you want to stop this conversation, please let me know. But also remember our very clear NDA as well. Are you shy?
down, he makes it clear to them they can't talk about him negatively because they signed a waiver. This kind of behavior is really gross, but the most disgusting story on the subreddit comes from a former roommate of Caleb back in college. Now, anyone can make up a story on the internet, but when asked for proof that he used to be roommates with Caleb, the poster showed an email for a lease renewal with Caleb Hammer's full name on it. Caleb Hammer's team got the post removed since it showed his middle name, and somehow that's private information, so the Redditor had to re-upload it with that info removed. So I believe that the information provided is accurate, or Caleb's legal team wouldn't have taken the time to get it removed.
Yeah.
During an AMA, one person asked him...
I would actually agree with Scott here. Like, if... There must be some validity, unless... Because if they're removing it for... What do you say? They're removing it for
Caleb's legal team wouldn't have taken the time to get it removed. But the information provided is Redditor had to re-upload it with that renewal with Caleb Hammer's full name on it. Caleb Hammer's team got the post removed since it showed his middle name, and somehow that's private information.
Okay. OP wrote post with the middle name blocked out. Not that I think anyone could really do much damage just from knowing his middle name or old address. So I guess if the post is still there, do we have the... I'll probably pull that up.
Now, anyone can make up a story on the internet.
Okay, so I have the post here, but it looks like it was deleted. But when was this post made?
And then if this is proof, there's full name on it. It's with Caleb. The poster showed an email for a lease renewal with Caleb Hammer's full name on it. Main subreddit, you won't find any criticism of spies to try and date as they signed. Now, anyone
1 month ago. So yeah, this video was released a month ago. So let's see. So the account was deleted, and the post got deleted with it as well. So this is the deleted account. Nothing concrete. I've heard. Do you get trying to get weird with teenagers at music camp allegations? Have nothing concrete that I've seen, but I've heard stories. Did you see him do nothing evil? No, he kept emergency condoms all over. One time I found one in the hood. Oh God, ew, gross. Did he ever talk politics? Not OP, but he used to openly support Bernie Sanders. Hell yeah. A New England girl at college went from big hippie Sanders supporter to. Bear with my. Okay, so I don't see any actual. I can see the guy's comments, and it looks like there was a post of the stub, but he deleted his account. And I can't search for the user because the user's deleted. So this time, Caleb didn't take it down. The poster deleted their account. I wonder when that was.
Can make up a story on the internet, but when asked for proof that he used to be roommates with Caleb, the poster showed an email for a lease renewal with Caleb Hammer's full name on it. Caleb Hammer's team got the post removed since it showed his middle name, and somehow that's private information.
Okay, so I'm trying to see if I can find these. So I'm trying to see if I can find these comments specifically. So we have, yeah, maybe repost. So, okay, yeah. So here it is. So removed by Reddit, and what did he post? Oh, okay. So it was removed earlier. I feel like this might not mature, but do you have proof? He's got comments and baiting, and also claims to be a piano teacher, which would line up with Caleb being from Kalamazoo and going to school for music. Like he was talking about, might not be definitive proof, but it passes the sniff test. Damn, dude. Props for actually being able to dig that up. All right, friends. This is the best I could find. No lease, but so he doesn't actually have a lease. That's backdated. Renewal inquiry. Okay. Okay. That's something. Okay. So I'm willing to at least consider that this person actually knew Caleb. So I'm willing to take that.
So the Redditor had to re-upload it with that info removed. So I believe that the information provided is accurate, or Caleb's legal team wouldn't have taken the time to get it removed. During an AMA, one person asked him if he ever saw Caleb do any evil shit, to which he replied, "Nothing evil that I've seen, but definitely some unhinged shit." When we interviewed him to move in with us, he told us he likes to diddle dudes. Should have been our first red flag. He was pressed further and said that one of the most unhinged things he saw Caleb do.
Okay, so is that unhinged? So like he just wants to bang guys?
Was he smeared his own shit in the bathroom when he moved out. When asked for more details, he said, "So here's the long story. I went out of town to visit some family, and he was supposed to take care of my dog. He was moving out like 12 hours before I got back, not due to a fight, he was just moving on. And when I got back, I found my dog laying in her own piss in her kennel, where she had clearly been for at least a couple days. I washed her up, cleaned the kennel, but it still stank throughout the house. So I went upstairs to check his space out, and before I even turned my head to look in the bathroom, I knew exactly what I was going to see, which was his own shit smeared all over the shower. I went down to the leasing office and told them I wasn't cleaning it, and they needed to hire someone ASAP. The cleaning crew told me it was the most disgusting thing they'd ever seen.
Okay.
When I spoke to another of Caleb's roommates in the video I did on him last year, I heard this story as well, so I do believe this is true.
What's
Smearing
Caleb's
your own
side of
shit
it?
in the bathroom to piss off your ex-roommates
Or
is
is
one of the
this
most
part of
vile
the email
things
that
I've
you
ever
sent
heard
earlier?
someone do, and if true, just shows Caleb
Yeah, I don't. So are you just taking that? Like, aren't you, like if you're doing investigative, like if you're doing journalism, you need to try to get both sides. I don't understand why he's not trying to.
more
Okay,
success on YouTube.
I guess maybe you could figure like, I tried to reach out before and they wouldn't even answer. So,
Again, I reached out for comment from his legal team,
oh, okay, I got owned.
and they never denied the claim to me.
Well, it's also, yeah, okay. The aforementioned, like, just this email, like right here, the question 5, that is extremely hostile. Like, question 4 and 5 are probably extremely hostile. If I was a lawyer, like if I was somebody reading over this, I'd just be like, you're a crazy person. I'm not going to respond to you.
And Doug.
There it is, Limu, the 50-yard line!
Now finally, I want to end on the fact that Caleb Hammer doesn't actually care about helping people on his channel, and you can see that to be true by the sponsorships he gladly takes. Caleb loves to yell at people on the show for making stupid purchases and going into debt for the most ludicrous reasons, but then he turns around and happily tells his own audience to go into debt for an absurd reason, all just to push a stupid cash advance program.
Okay, let's
Wait,
be
what?
honest. Waiting for payday feels like watching paint dry on your last dollar. But with Step's new early pay feature,
so-
you don't have to wait. With early pay, you can get access to up to $250 before payday and bridge the gap for when life happens. No whether you're covering rent, need gas
Yeah.
money, or decide last minute to see your favorite band live, Step's got you covered.
Or decide last minute to see your favorite band live, Steps got you covered.
For those of you that are Caleb Hammer fans, you know that if a guest ever came on the show and told Caleb they took a cash advance to go to a concert, he
Yeah,
would lose his
like-
mind. If Caleb was shown the clip of anyone else saying that, he would make a 10-minute speech about how stupid it is, but when Caleb Hammer does it, somehow it's A-okay.
Yeah, it's because Caleb will get content from that. Caleb will get his audience to fucking get this cash advance, and then they'll be on financial audit, and he'll just make infinite content, guys. He'll just make infinite content. Okay, so
To push a cash advance app to his audience. The guy is a hypocrite, a disgusting human being, and an absolute grifter. I really have no idea why anyone would continue to watch him after everything I showed you today.
I know why. It's because people like drama and people like it's morbid. It's morbid, but people like seeing people get torn into. That's why I love the Boogie financial audit, because I loved seeing him get ripped into, because he's such an unlikable figure and he's so stupid and he faked cancer and it's entertaining. That's why people do it. So, okay. I don't really think there's anything substantial with like the it's not grooming, but like the child things, the child issues. I don't think there's anything really substantial there. Like, it's jokes. It's when he was 23. It's almost what, he's 31, 30. So 7, 8 years ago. He had it in a group chat with friends. He had it in a group chat with friends. There might be even more people. We don't have the full context of the chat messages or even what they were meant for. Granted, I could get owned on that. I hope I don't. Live streaming fails. Yeah. I don't care about that. The uncensored stuff. The OnlyFans stuff, my opinion is that he's more or less just like, he has 1.3 million followers. Caleb's allowed to make fun of him. Like, Caleb's allowed to like critique him. But yes, I think Caleb probably should have gotten a community guideline strike for streaming that content, and I think the video that got produced should have definitely been age restricted for sure. I'm actually shocked it wasn't, and how much of a callous disregard he had for that. I think that's some very fair criticism, and Caleb should be criticized for that specifically. And another thing, this Bradley on a budget, he should probably, if he feels that strongly, why doesn't he just copyright strike him? It's not illegal like Scott is seeming to imply. I don't think it's illegal. I mean, we're both not lawyers, but I seriously doubt it's illegal. It's probably a copyright dispute, because when you have like porn actors, porn stars, and you, I don't know, distribute their content, you're not going to go to jail for distributing their content. You're going to get sued for distributing copyrighted material. It's the same principle. OnlyFans just allows you to do it more. It's more mainstream. It allows you to do more gradual. It lowers the bar for who can enter. Hiding evidence. Yeah, this one, the hiding evidence section, it is very suspicious how things are getting, pulled down. But, sometimes people, if he kept it up, he's just going to get blasted. So I could kind of see it, but it's not a good thing to do if he's actually hiding something. So yeah, I don't believe the date, honestly. The roast, like Scott saying, like, oh man, people are uncomfortable, it's a roast. Like, well, nobody said anything. They're all smiling in the picture. They all roasted him. He's allowed to roast them back. I don't get what the big deal is. Poopgate, yeah, I think this one probably has the most validity to it, but I don't know Caleb's side. So, he probably might have a side to it. I don't know, but I can also understand why they don't want to talk to Scott, because based on that email that I saw, I wouldn't want to talk to Scott either. And there's a year old video that Scott made, so there's some history between him and Caleb Hammer. So I could see why they don't get along. So, all right, folks. Well, I'm gonna go have dinner. If you're watching the VOD later, hope you have a good one and have a happy New Year's. Bye.